Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Deep Rock Galactic, where today we are finishing the promotion qualification for our driller class, not because it is a thing of particular value, but because I've been playing video games a long time and I know how to do what the UI is telling me to do. It's right there in the objectives. How can you not just not do an objective? So, this is an escort mission occurring in the Glacial Strata region. And as such, I have decided to take the Arctic Rescue Scout here. This is a strong look, a powerful look. It's going to serve as good camouflage, but obviously, you know, there's only so much you can ask a dwarf to do. As far as blending in goes, you know, I mean, the facial hair, it's too beautiful. It's too glorious to hide or recolor. So we're using this deep core assault rifle, a bow. Yes, a bow and arrow. You'll see. We'll get there. And hopefully this is going to be enough for the task. I dial this down to Hazard 4, even though I generally play on Hazard 5, because, well, you'll see. This mission can be kind of a nightmare sometimes. In particular, the problem I have with the escort duty mission is that all of the hard parts of it are right at the end. So if you have something go wrong, it's likely to go wrong 40 minutes into the mission, and it really sucks to lose all that work. Like, you know, you're always at risk of dying on Haz 5, I guess, but like, it feels bad to have it pretty easy, do pretty well for 35, 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing down, and you're like, well, if I want to try again, I need to do that sort of easy, straightforward part again, and boo. Boo to that, I say. It's taking a weirdly long time to load us in here. I'm sure it's not indicative of anything going horribly wrong inside my haunted computer. It just loaded backwards. It heard me talking shit and loaded backwards for a second. It's fine. It's all good. We're good. Here, how are you? Alright, so a couple of things are pretty different about the Scout class right off the bat. This is the most important of them. You do still have normal flares, but mission control's talking. I'm just going to talk over him. But we also have this thing. Look at how much light that is. Look at how visible things are. This is honestly quietly like the most powerful thing in the game, and I know that, you know, shooting bugs is important. You got to be able to shoot bugs. The grappling hook that you have is pretty sick. It doesn't really help anybody else, but obviously when we're playing solo, it doesn't really need to. But y'all, just being able to see, it's so good, and it feels so bad every single time you don't have a scout on your team. Alright, so just a little bit of nitro mining in the initial chamber. I think that's kind of all we got. So, this here is what we are performing escort duty on. Let's open up the cage. This is Doretta. Oh, get up there. I can't really. There we go.
If only I can afford one for myself.
Adorable. Doretta the drill dozer. Who has been programmed with the route to the Heartstone. We're going to take her to the Heartstone. She is going to drill through the outer layers, and we are going to return with the sweet, sweet insides, and also presumably a bunch of gunk seeds. There's no gunk seeds in here, are there? No, I don't think so. All right. Now, if the bugs destroy the drill dozer, we do lose. It is an escort mission in the, you know, sort of classic video game sense. And of course, Doretta has not been outfitted with any defensive weaponry, no turrets or anything. We're going to have to do this all manually. Or, you know, also with Bosco.
By the beard.
Bosco knows what's up. He's on it.
Contact. Swarm approaching the drill.
You can see Doretta has 3 health bars there, 100% 3 times. So we get a lot of warning. She can sustain a lot of damage, and we can repair her on the job because we're dwarves. Of course we can. So I outfitted this this assault rifle to be very fast reloads and super high weak point damage. with really, really tight accuracy. I sacrificed some other things, some basic damage per shot, some fire rate. But yeah, you know, I just kind of like to I like to do this with a lot of weapons, as you've seen. It's just like, it feels good to be rewarded for aiming well. And, you know, gives you then an incentive to aim well. Let's talk about this bow and arrow for a second. So, in addition to firing armor-piercing bolts, which are pretty strong, do decent chunks of damage to things, I have it outfitted with some special bolts. Where'd that Praetorian go?
The drill dozer is out of
We'll
fuel.
deal with the special bolts in a second here.
Canisters mounted on its back. Use the canisters to extract any nearby oil shale, and we'll have the drill dozer operational again in no time.
Oh, well, I guess that thing's basically dead anyway. But these special bolts, full of bug pheromones that cause the bugs to, oh, hey, you're getting converted, friend.
Who's a good licking now?
That exploder's not great.
Be gone!
Having a bug who can help kill the others and, more importantly, draw their attention while you do some repairs is very, very valuable.
Dozer, repair.
I have to say, I do not necessarily think that the balance is super great between, if I had like one complaint about the game, and really, I barely even have this. I think it's a very good game overall. It's that the perks are not super well balanced against each other. Beastmaster is so powerful. It is so much better
Guarding the drill dozer.
than all of the other perks. Ow. Okay, I am going to need the bugs to stop streaming into the room at some point here, because we do have to refill these fuel tanks. So first of all, this room has a bunch of gunk seeds in it. And this time around, we're collecting gunk seeds on a mission where we have a mule.
I got the deposit.
So that makes life a lot easier. We don't have to carry them all the way across the level.
If only this bloody bucket was bigger. A lot bigger.
So these things here, these deposits on the wall, are the oil shale that we need to harvest to get Doretta moving again. You can just mine the stuff off the wall, but
Consider this.
even if you do that, you still have to bring the fuel tanks over to it to get it inside.
I love
We'll just be taking it off the wall directly with the fuel tanks in a way that you will see in just a moment here,
The drill dozer is
after we
under
get some very important
attack.
nitro.
Use it.
Non-stop with these bugs. Yeah, you can see very spicy weak point damage.
I'm glad we have someone to carry our rocks and stone.
Okay, we have just enough
Help me.
nitro to drop an ammo drop, and I'd love to not have to do it here. I'd love it if we could hold out till later in the mission, but that may not actually be on the table. Help our buddy out here.
Lighting.
Okay, there's some more nitro over there. I guess we could maybe just drop the supply drop. You do have a fairly limited number of those nice flares, the gun flares. Ah, terrible.
Jaw dropping.
Just embarrassing shooting, really. Okay, well that wasn't much of a wave.
Stay by my side,
Oh, I
Bosco.
heard that.
Just take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day.
That electronical noise that y'all may have just heard indicates that there is some further loot in this room. This is actually turning out to be quite a valuable space. I always feel a lot better on these if we have like an engineer who can just set guns up to watch Doretta, but Doretta will let us know if she's taking damage. So that sound I'm hearing, I think, is a helmet. Aha. There we go.
Terrain scanner just got updated with a new location.
So some poor dwarf did not make it out of here alive, and we can recover their lost minerals by going to... We're looking for sort of a purple cross. Yep, that point over there. Well, I guess we'll see how feasible that looks when we get closer to that.
The tin can is
Are
surely
there any
hungry
more
to
laying around here? Yeah, there's a couple. Fortunately, liftable things like
Molly is on the way.
these appear on our map. They're very, very obvious on the terrain scanner, so we can get a couple of these in. I'm not going to worry about the other one that fell down the tunnel. It's too far. So, fuel canister
It gets clogged up by energy.
has a
that ain't
cool
oil.
little collection laser on it and allows you to just drink the oil shale right off the wall. Now, I find the most efficient way to do it is like this. You're trying to break the connection with the wall, and then all the remaining pieces will just fall into one place. Although the remaining bits of the deposit, and you could just slurp them up like that. It's very fast. It's usually the most time efficient way of cleaning a deposit up.
Fuel canister loaded.
All right, one down. Here comes
Fuel canister in place.
more nonsense. Terrible shooting.
Quick, someone
The
keep
good
up
news
the
is
I hate nature.
you can reclaim missed bolts. So that helps a little bit with our ammo efficiency concerns. I will say with this loadout, we do have problems sometimes. There we go. Alright, let's get that other tank full and get the hell out of here. So remember, the glacial Praetorians don't leave a harmful cloud behind, just a cold one. And since we're basically parked in one of these little steam vents, it's not really a problem here. Okay, we might need to get a little bit higher up. Where else did I see a deposit?
Let there be light.
Can I get to that? I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get to that. Huh. And unfortunately, because it takes a hand to operate the grapple gun, we can't grapple while carrying this thing. Oh, that deposit looks way more gettable. What am I doing? We'll just go over there. We might have to dig ourselves a stair here. Or I can just huck this thing. There we go. Okay, this is a huge amount of the stuff. This will be sufficient, no question. Okay.
Canister topped off.
Easy. Let's hope that's the only stop that we need to make. I was not actually paying attention
Canister in. Let's roll.
to the number of stops. It does tell you when you take the mission.
Move out.
But I wasn't looking.
Drill does are moving. Everything looks
Loaded?
fine,
We're
but
loaded.
expect that to change soon.
Let's get those pheromone bolts up.
Doretta is a beauty.
I do wish there was a difficulty between
Please remember that the
4 and 5.
top priority.
Because 5 is pretty fun. It's, in my opinion, sometimes a little hard for just like totally casual play, or for playing this mission type, where I find the finale event can actually be a good deal harder than your difficulty level might suggest. But then at the same time, 4 feels like just a little,
Well,
it's a hair too light. Let's
little
repair
buddy, fix.
into another wall here.
Light is
Alright.
up.
Sink some pheromones into that thing so the bugs will be drawn over to fight with it. Give us time to press on. Okay, so we just kind of lanced through this big chamber, it looks like. Yeah, we're not sticking around, but first of all, that chamber is where that lost gear is. And secondly, there's an awful lot of, like, nitra and stuff in there. Oh, okay.
The drill dozer just ran out of fuel again. Please refill it.
Of course it did. It's fine, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and drop one of these. It is inarguable that we're going to need it.
My pod is inbound.
Alright, so that'll get their attention focused on the Praetorian. Let's just handle that.
Time to restock.
A lot of them all hopped up on murder drugs here. Okay, we're running a mite low on
You're as good as new.
bullets here. It'd be cool if they could cool it for a second.
Ethan! Lights up.
Well, that is certainly going to make finishing the gug seeds easy. What's that area over there look like? Oh, hey, look at that. We found a cave leech.
I got the cave leech.
Nice to get the
Fix
jump
your
on those
record this
things.
time. Just watch me.
Okay, and we already have our next drop worth of nitra.
The bugs are swarming Goretta.
Hitboxes, not always quite what they seem.
Move your tin ass over here and hurry, please.
Okay. Do I want to go back and gather some of the nitra from the previous room? Like, do I want to have more than one? Hey, where do you think you're going? Do I want to have more than one drop available for the final room that we are eventually going to be in? I think the answer to that question is probably yes. But let's get this stuff done first. So it looks pretty plain to me that this is where we're going to start. I do not love that this thing is round. Oh, it's connected to the top of this spire too, I think. There's a limited range on this laser, but it's pretty long. Well, by the time we've cut this thing away from the icicle, there's not going to be much left.
Canister full.
Maybe I was wrong. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. There we go, this gun.
From A to D, skipping B and C.
Okay, that's pretty messy.
Doretta is purring.
But
like
whatever,
a
she survived. She's tough. Alright, it looks like we
Whoever's
drilled
got the last
through
canister, get a move on.
a deposit out here, and then this plus what's left on that ledge will probably be most of it. Well, maybe I overestimated how much was in that tunnel. Hi, Bosco. He gets lonely sometimes. Grab it before it can roll anywhere. Okay.
Light.
Not bad. Do we see? Yeah, there's some more over there. There we go. This'll handle it. This cave has a real eerie vibe.
Bulldozer, it's being attacked by wildlife.
This canister is full.
Alright,
Gotta get his
I'm
blood
going,
back
I'm
in.
going.
Beretta could really use an armor.
Might be nice to know what's coming up a little bit here. Heat. The electrification jellies. Okay, that's dead. In my defense, he's moving around, he's making noises. Listen, he's bulletproof. I know for a fact our bullets cannot penetrate him, because he often just like jumps in the way and blocks all my shots when I'm trying to do important things.
Ammo taken.
Finish reloading my gear.
Beretta won't make it like this.
I mean, Doretta's doing okay. They're not running in all that many exploders. And I'd prefer these little, like, these forces that are, like, half melee, half real enemy. Why are you still squawking? Something's got, yeah. Something got underneath her. She is a little dramatic.
That's that. Both canisters are full.
But
Like
who
it.
among us, right?
Fueled. Drill dozers ready to make more progress.
We need to fix it.
Ow. Well, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. And then, you know what? I think I am, in fact... First of all, I'm going to take some red sugar here. Oh, I was going to say I am, in fact, going to go back into that previous room, but it looks like that will not actually be necessary. All right, so... Hey, Moscow, go mine that. So we're going to aim above this, and as soon as we hit the wall, we're going to do a power attack. There we go, and carve ourselves a nice little dwarf alcove to stand in while we do this work. Need to take the space in here a little bit better. Okay. And now a perhaps counterintuitive thing about the grappling hook is that it completely zeroes out momentum damage, even if you use it to go downward very, very fast,
Come here.
which is handy.
Moscow, mine it.
Where did that seed fall? Okay, it's right here.
Secondary objective completed. Make it home to collect your bonus.
There we go. I'm feeling very secure now.
That guy in mission control. He really has a cozy job.
Oh. Huh. Just let ourselves through here.
Die, monsters! We gotta protect Beretta!
The electrification jellyfish do very little damage. They'll get through your shield eventually, a large enough swarm of them. But yeah, the damage output's not really a concern. What they do that's frustrating... Oops, I had the right bullets in. That'll draw some of their attention away. Go get them. Is they... First of all, they blind you. Just depositing electrical garbage all over your screen. And secondly, they slow you down. On Hazard 4, that's, you know, an annoyance maybe. On Hazard 5, as we saw last episode, getting slowed down slightly while dealing with the bugs can in fact be like very, very quickly lethal. Where is the thing that... These bugs crawling underneath Doretta is very annoying because Bosco doesn't seem to be able to see them. Alright, you know what? I'm starting the drill. We're going to take one more hit off of this as we're leaving. We're probably not coming back here, so...
Homing in on the Hearthstone.
Beretta, repair!
Attention team, to keep the drill dozer running at full capacity, you
Oh,
need to
I
be
forgot to-
clear of bugs. Also, we've got
Alright.
an incoming swarm.
We'll deal with that in a moment. Let's stay focused on the mission.
Lighting up! Got it right between the eyes!
Yeah, I mean, like, the most fun thing to do in any shooter, right, is successfully hit the enemies in their weak points. hurts. Right? This is just the beating heart of shooter gameplay. And so why not deploy my personal taser. And so why not just optimize your weapons and your loadout around that? Gosh, I don't even know where that breath weapon was coming from. You. Okay. Well, we can get him to distract some of the bugs for a second while we fix the damage he did. You get one too. Oh, Jesus. Alright. So, for a grenade, we have this semi-autonomous electric boomerang thing. In addition to dealing damage to enemies, bouncing around and just dealing a little bit of damage to a lot of enemies. And electrocuting them, which slows them and causes them to take damage over time and also arc damage to other nearby enemies. The voltaic stun sweeper, as its name suggests, stuns the things it hits for a few seconds. So it really is a fantastic tool for just dealing with a swarm of things, or giving you time to deal with a swarm of things coming kind of out of nowhere. This event could be... I bet the difficulty of this is like extremely variable. No, Steve, don't stand there. I'm going to go ahead and drop both of the supply things, and we're just going to be extra super sure. Steve, I pulled him out of the way. He ran back in there 100% on purpose.
Hold your breath. Gas spot is leaking. Getting more ammo.
Just terrible work. Really terrible work.
Red sugar.
All right. Let's get this heartstone. So this is what a heartstone looks like. We only need the middly bits. So here we go.
Drill dozer has begun cracking the Omeran shell. If you lose the dozer, you lose the mission. So guard it well against any hostiles.
So you can see it's really doing some work there.
Incoming swarm.
The Omeran shell has 4 phases, as you can see from the health bar.
Swarm is a big
And
one.
in each phase, the Hearthstone's going to try to defend itself in different ways. What we're going to get here in this first phase is just bugs. The bugs that we're seeing here are going to be focused on the drill dozer even more than normal. So this is one of the very few cases where I think it's actually pretty good to take one of the slashers as your Beastmaster pet, if you can get one, because the difference in health doesn't matter so much, so the difference in damage output totally might. Alright, phase 1 clear.
Dozer has broken through the outer shell.
Now,
So far, so good.
we got this stuff going on. I think the sort of the open parts on the rocks are weak points. Pretty sure. But as you can see, they are not necessarily trivial to take down in time. And then also there are bugs. Still doing bug stuff at the same time.
Stunning throw stick.
Alright, well, got most of them. Just gonna keep using boomerangs to buy us time to fix the damage here.
Beretta repair.
You know what? It'll do. I can't. Huh. Am I still on cooldown? Oh, I am still on cooldown, yeah.
I'm not scared of you.
Okay, looks like pushing into the next era. If you are too close to the Hearthstone or standing on top of Doretta, that pulse that it does when it changes phase can really do a number on you.
Still holding together.
Protect the dozer.
Swarm. I repeat, swarm.
All right, we got a second of downtime here as the next wave is approaching.
Go, fetch.
So the other thing I really like about the stun sweeper is that you get just like a million of them. You get 8 of them in a full ammo load. Oh my god, I'm getting so electrified. I can't even see. Which means you can basically just throw them anytime you feel even the least bit unsafe. They'll buy you some time. You'll get where you need to go, or where you are needing to go. I am so tired of these fucking jellies. Now I have thorns on. I have a passive perk that deals damage to enemies that strike me in melee. So eventually I just kill the swarm of jellyfish passively. But there is a cooldown, a small cooldown on the effect. I didn't quite finish the conversion. Become friend. Alright, now things are going to get a little weird. Hearthstone is going to start erecting these towers that shoot lasers down at our poor Doretta. And a little bit of mining is going to be necessary to deal with that. If you are a class that has access to good explosives, obviously they can make that a lot easier. They can make this a lot easier. Steve, you're not really doing the thing. There we go.
The bugs are swarming Doretta.
And with any precise enough weapon, you can take the tip off of the pillar and stop it from shooting that way. You actually only have to destroy that top little bit. But this weapon is not breaking off enough chunks of rock to get the job done, I think. Come on. Oh, we're gonna... Alright. Well, we did, in fact, lose a chunk. Yeah, these tri-jaws really do. They do a lot of damage very quickly to the poor thing. I should be utilizing my my pheromone bolts more. This is like the ideal situation for having the enemies pay attention to things that aren't Doretta. Okay, I'll get that under control. Honestly, we're so close to doing this. There we go. So you can imagine the difficulty difference in combat from Hazard 4 to 5, and the spawning difference, and the fact that things deal more damage to Doretta on Hazard 5, the rocks, etc. This mission on Haz 5 I don't really like to do solo. Yeah, you got a crew of reasonable players with you. That's a very different story. I definitely overprepared ammo-wise, but better safe, right? So we'll just... Yep. Secure is definitely the word for the thing we are seeing there. So we're just going to ammo back up, and before we leave, before we do, in fact, call in the supply can and the escape can and get out of here, let's just real quick have a look around the platforms. Okay, looking for any kind of valuable minerals or anything. When the Hearthstone really explodes, it does destroy the drill dozer casing. However, the Doretta AI is mostly stored in this headpiece here. You're coming with me. There is absolutely no mechanical benefit to rescuing Doretta's head, but why would you not rescue Doretta's head? She's such a sweetheart. She would do it for you. This is not a good time for a snowstorm. I'm gonna get turned to ice. The flares still help a little bit with the visibility in the snowstorm, but obviously there's only so much that can be done. That stuff really comes out of nowhere. Oh, holy hell, that's a bulk detonator. Okay, that's a new thing that we haven't seen before. The bulk detonator is sort of like a bug kaiju. You can see Steve for reference. It's just a big, powerful bug. If you get anywhere near it, it will do a stomp that will, if not down you instantly, at least get you very close to downed instantly. And when it dies, which we are going to hurry along here with our massive weak point bonus damage on its little blisters, It does get a little dramatic. Alright, I'm going to do something perhaps inadvisable. Okay, yeah. Anything that's in that area instantly dead, so, you know. Poor Steve. Okay, where was that? Okay, that chamber over there. Doretta, come with me. No dwarf or robot left behind. Okay. Like in the air up there.
Lights up!
Okay, so there's this upper area. It's still pretty far up even from here, honestly. It looks like the easiest way to access it is going to be... That's kind of funny. Okay, this'll work. This is about what we want. So I think it's like hereabouts. So we do that thing. Power attack into the wall. And then slip out of my power attack area. There we go. Okay, so where am I relative to the thing? I ended up coming in pretty far below it. That's alright. We'll get it. We'll get it. Here we go. This little chamber.
Rest in peace, Whale Piper. We'll get your gear home.
Alright, this poor Lost Dwarf's pack and all of his valuable minerals. And a cosmetic piece, provided that you're not a nerd who has played like 6,000 hours of this game and thus already have all of the cosmetic pieces collected. Okay. Worth all the effort? Absolutely. Indubitably. Where is my Doretta? I did leave Doretta behind, and I said I wasn't going to do that.
Donkey, come here!
Alright, the one big downside of being a scout is that it's very easy to leave Molly, like, very far behind. And then you get to wait.
All good things come to those who wait, like dual flamethrowers and beer.
I have yet to see a payoff on that dual flamethrower thing. Alright. Drop pods coming in that way. I'm pretty sure this is significantly faster than just running with the thing. It's heavy.
Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule.
Obviously, when you're throwing it on surfaces, you have to be a little careful.
T-minus 5 minutes.
Or on surfaces. You should always be throwing it on surfaces. I don't really recommend throwing it into open space. But I meant on slopes. This is maybe going to be a little weird because Doretta took sort of a weird path. No, it's not so bad. And as ever, the bugs would like it very much if you did not get where you are intent on going. A lot easier to hit the weak points when they can't move. The only time that I feel the sort of beleaguered but heroic tone of this escape music is appropriate is when we're working hard to transport Doretta to safety. Alright, too many exploders.
T-minus 4 minutes.
Quickly, quickly. Ah! Jellies! No! Let me in!
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with...
We did it. Heroes till the end.
That's one for the books. Retrieving escape pod.
So, like I said, there is no mechanical benefit to saving Doretta's head. The only thing that you get out of it is that Doretta's head is visible on the screen. But you know what you did. So yeah, on the whole, I feel like that mission is super long, doesn't necessarily pay out all that well for the time spent, and I don't know. I just don't enjoy those ones very much. It's all right. The other like 8 mission types are all grand. So it may seem like an escort mission is sort of a weird one to do as the scout, not really letting me take advantage of the natural benefits of my class. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I wanted to finish off that driller assignment before we play driller next episode. And here we go. The game is trying very hard to show me the assignment complete window.
Important and valuable asset for Deep Rock Galactic. Management are in agreement on granting a promotion.
Okay, and we're totally going to worry about that later. Right now, let's go do something that's going to make this scouting feel a little bit more valuable. Let's, you know what? Let's hit the hollow bow. Let's do one of these. Point extraction is another type of mission that I like very much. We'll take this up to 5, and this will be happening in the hollow bow. So inside of like a massive network of tree wood at the very least. Inside of the planet. Don't ask me how that works. It is definitely one of the more hostile environments. I would say I would rather go to the magma core than go to the hollow bow. And it's not that there are as many things that are as dangerous, like, although there is some pretty hostile flora and fauna, but the way the areas in the hollow bow generate, just like the spaces inside of the gnarled old tree surface, they're just harsh. They're just hard to deal with. Alright, here's hoping I don't get pasted walking off the drop pod.
Remember, leave no one behind.
Complexity high, cave length somewhat high. Alright, we're gonna do this. Okay, we got some hostile stuff going on already. Oh, this is not ideal. Alright. So, like he said, they send in a platform with you for these missions. And on this mission type, unlike the liquid morkite refining mission, they bother to send you a little bit of assistance on defense. This thing has 3 turrets on it, and they're pretty good. Pretty solid damage. But they do not have infinite ammo.
Squash 'em.
You can see there is an ammo readout on the back of each one. A little easier to see when they're not actively tracking targets.
Believe and see.
Trying to make sure I killed the normal bug there so I didn't accidentally tame it. Oh, here's that scorpion. Okay, great work, team. So yeah, what we're doing here is we're looking for these
Help me mind this.
speckled areas where they indicate that there is a blue crystal buried inside of the wall somewhere there called an quark, and we just need to bring some number of those quarks back to the station. Easy enough, right? However, do we have a corruptor? That amount of corruption laying on the floor there doesn't really happen otherwise. Just like these little like footprints of corruption.
Oh, yeah.
On missions where you have like a proper, yep, there it is. Jeez. All right,
Light for me,
Bosco
please.
finally grabbed that. Yeah, on missions where you're in have a proper infection, it spreads out in a very different way.
Wonder what sloth is
Okay,
sending
well that's
again.
concerning. And also not a problem for right this second. Let's focus on finding some nitra, shall we?
Flares up.
careful when you kill those things, because they do leave an awful lot of garbage behind. Alright. So, part of the reason that you get sent in with a heavily armored loader on these missions is that the enemies are just much more hostile on this mission type than they are on others. In particular, you'll see when a swarm is called, it is just like the violence is immediate and it is dense. But also, the enemy spawns will get harder and faster and denser the longer we remain on the map. So we are very much on the clock on this one.
Feel much better now. Alien scum!
Just to be safe, let's hey, Nitra. Also,
The swarm is here.
oh, never mind. I take it very seriously when I hear a swarm notification on this mission type, especially on this difficulty. Getting to be a lot of bugs.
Bring it, Beckers!
How? Yep, I'm that close. How was it gonna miss, right?
Stay by my side, Bosco!
Bosco to start showing up on damage here.
I love this grappling hook.
Ah, that didn't work. Okay, there we go. Okay, the spitter is dead. So yeah, you can see the the benefit of the sweeper there. Now, in a situation like that, a more traditional grenade might have been more useful. But the sweeper does a good enough job, and then it also has sort of an increased versatility. It deals better with enemies that are spread out, obviously. And like I said, you get 8 of them in an ammo load, so you get to really just spam the hell out of them. Okay. So that is 4 quarks in, and I don't remember bolts that I missed with. They have the little glow to them, which I appreciate. Oh,
Let
yep,
there be
hostile fauna and flora. So these are shredders, as they are called. I can hear the bugs
Die,
coming.
you double-jointed idiot! Die! Steve is gone! He was a good bug.
Okay.
I
Bosco,
need
you want to help me out here?
Stab aside, stab a vine.
If you can get a clean shot on their little, like, sort of the yellow bulb at the, like, collar of the vine, you can kill them. Oh, jeez.
Nice, but you gotta keep your eyes peeled. There may be more.
You can take them down with relatively little ammunition. But depending on, you know, where they are and where you are, it's not always feasible.
Stab a vine threat eliminated.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
See you later! I needed that.
All right, we are for real desperate for nitro.
Lighting up!
See if we can figure out how to get at this vein over here while
Lighting!
Bosco does that one.
Bam!
I hit the wall going pretty fast at a weird angle there. Okay, we did dig ourselves a decent pit though. Bugs are coming and we do not want to be here when they get here.
Help!
Ah,
God damn it, there's a pebble in my boot.
I didn't get close enough to the ground to pull myself down until I hit some other element of the ground I wasn't looking at.
Gotta go fast.
Alright, here's all the stuff that Bosco was dropping. Okay, that's a pretty good start. We need like one more good vein somewhere. $50? Yeah. Ugh, I really wish that there wasn't a corruptor here. Oh, this is bad news.
All out of bolts. Damn, I'm out. Be gone!
I really thought that was gonna kill it. Come on, there we go.
Some sugar.
Okay.
Help me with the minerals here.
Let's go grab this. We are like out of bullets. Come on.
Light! Let there be
Okay,
light.
there's another nitro vein.
Ouch!
Shit.
Incoming. Smoke him if you got him.
Okay, well, super especially bad then. I do believe that we are in grave danger. So with actually 0 real bullets, we gotta make this work. Fortunately, with the exploders, all you have to do is let them get close to you. They'll choose to explode. We're gonna have to do some pheromone shooting here to convince the bugs to fight each other in range of the turrets. Ugh. For some reason, I just couldn't get him to climb that tiny, tiny little ledge.
Bosco, you're the best.
There we go. Wow, okay. Pheromone those things up. Helping. Okay, I mean, it's been fairly effective. The bugs are paying attention. They're doing some of our dirty work for us. Yeah, get them. This is not actually a place I can get to.
Zip. Out of bolts. Maybe I can scrounge some that didn't hit anything.
Okay. I really just need the base guns to clean up the last sort of set of things here, and then we need to go and get just
Quickly.
about any amount of nitro.
Light is up.
That was a panic response to hearing the shredder vines. Oh, friends, I think we may be doomed here. We may be destined for a failure.
Just one. Lighting.
Okay. Nope, that red glow is not coming from nitro.
Lights up.
So hopefully you can see a little bit what I'm talking about when I say just like very hostile terrain generation. We're not even going to talk about what all this is. This is not a current concern.
Lighting up. that guy in mission control. He really has a cozy job.
So this is very
I
inconvenient.
hate
The
guards.
the corruptor and all the other bugs are like very persistent.
Oh, the thorns!
Here we go.
Yeah!
Yeah, we're gonna have to just take it down. If I can get a if I can get enough to, where's Bosco? Bosco, are you resing me? Is this happening? If I can get enough to just get a drop, we can. Okay, he's coming. He's coming eventually.
Saved by a machine, how humiliating! Help!
Ah,
Make another
there we
profit.
go.
Resupply ordered.
Supplies are on the way.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, the bugs. Oh, the bugs. They're everywhere.
Resupply pod is here. Everybody collect ammunition.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna sacrifice our last down to just try to get something out of this pod, but this is grim,
Thanks,
obviously.
Bosco. Ready to kill some more crates.
Nope. Yeah, there were too many slashers. That was never gonna work. Yeah, if you can't get your get enough nitra to get your first drop before you run out of ammo, you are completely doomed. And there wasn't any nitra on that map that wasn't way the fuck up on a wall, like 100 feet above the loader. So, ouch. So ouch, that's what that looks like. The scout is not it's certainly not like the most direct combat resilient class. Soloing a fighting mission can be difficult, but honestly, I feel like this loadout's a pretty decent combat loadout. It's just I failed to find the nitra, and I was like, we got to 5 Aquarks, and I was like, we can do both at once, right? I can get the Aquarks, I can get the nitra, we'll get that first drop, get to 7, and just get out of here real fast. It'll be great, but we paid the price. You really got to prioritize. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for nitra. I'm glad a death happened at least once during the run to show that I'm not just like sandbagging here. The game's legitimately difficult sometimes. When you come back next time, we'll be celebrating our driller promotion with, first of all, probably me explaining what a promotion means, and secondly, some driller gameplay. And we'll see you then.